So there's my beautiful van again, but I must say, wow, I just said a sentence there. I must say that there are things I do not like about this van. And, well, these are pretty important things to me. I don't know if they count for anybody else, but to me, they do. The number one thing I do not like or hate about this van is the poor gas mileage it gets. In regular, it used to only get between 16, 18, 19 miles per gallon. I know. It's it's a van, and it does only have a 4-cylinder, so it had to work a little, and it is all-wheel drive. But come on, can't you get a little bit better? Toyota, you make great engines. You couldn't get me a few more miles per gallon out of this? Not complaining too much, though. This van has served me well, and I drove it, many, over 100,000 kilometers in the time I've had it. Maybe even almost close to 200,000 kilometers in the time I've had it. So it's done me well. And what is the second thing that oh, yes. The second thing I do not like is, well, back to the engine. It's a little low powered for this big van. This big van weighs over 4,000 pounds. It's 2 tons. 2 tons. So the power to weight ratio was not good. This van is supposedly had 138 horsepower when new. It's not the supercharged version, so it's doesn't have that extra boost of power, but it is quite heavy. And yeah, it would take a good while to get up and go. So this poor van usually was the slowest one in anything that could outrun it, even including probably Ladas. So this poor van did not have a chance at winning any races, but it could beat them in the snow, unless it was a Jeep Wrangler. Number 3 would be, what is number 3? Oh, right. This thing was very susceptible to wind shear when it was windy out. I know this thing is kind of sleek, kind of like the egg shape, but believe me, that didn't help when the wind was blowing crosswind. This van would be all over the place and shaken up pretty good. So, probably because it has a little higher stance than other vans, and it would get caught in the wind pretty good and shook up. And I just didn't like that. That always bugged me, that it had a little bit of wobbliness in the wind. So that was something I also did not like. And the next thing, number 4, were, the headlights. The headlights were terrible. The headlights in this thing, this van, were not very good. I don't know if they would have been good as new when they were new, but I tried to keep the lenses pretty clear and everything, and it just used the normal bulb 9004, which isn't that bright to begin with, and it just didn't like to shine the light out anywhere, and it was not the best. As you can see, there's no headlights in it now because of that deer hit, and I'm kind of repairing this van a bit so that it can go back on the road. And I'm not sure if I'm going to put those headlights back in it or if I'm going to retrofit something else in there that throws a little bit better beam down the road. Those headlights were not suitable for a van of this type. And what is number 5? I don't know, because my phone has just gone dark.
Making a very interesting video.
It is an interesting video. And number 5 was actually getting into the engine to actually do work. You either had to go underneath the van, or you had to enter it from, there's one of those headlights. Terrible things. Or you had to take this seat out, or flip that seat back. You had to pull the carpet, and there's another panel on this side that you would have to take off. And then still you wouldn't get availability to the whole engine. So, yeah, that wasn't the best. This wasn't a great setup, but I never wanted to drop an engine in one of these to just work on it, so I just put up with it, and it really didn't need a whole lot of work, this fan, so when I got it, so it wasn't actually that bad, but it was still a pain when you had to take off panels and stuff to get to the engine. So these are the top 5 things I dislike or hated about my Toyota Previa. I know they're not probably the things that you would think of, but they're the kind of things that kind of bugged me while I was owning this van, and still do. And thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe.